Just being ourselves, doing what we said we'd do, and fully understanding how we was going to go about it, and trusting ourselves to play how we'd said we was going to play. That's it in a nutshell, really. I thought we was composed enough to not get distracted along the way to play the game that we wanted to play. It's something that we've done before, not just to the All Blacks, and won a game or two that way against them, but we've done it to other teams as well. You know, the game's all about creating opportunities, and with that you also get a bit of field position, territory, etc. You know, so you know, we created quite a bit of opportunity, certainly in the first half. Did we get the reward for it? We could have been better, a little bit more clinical, but the opportunities were being created, and it's allowed us to keep a hold of the game. Well, the toughest thing in sport, certainly at the top level, is to be consistent. And you know, when you're chasing something down, you've always got a goal in sight, and the hardest thing when you keep playing well is to keep getting better, and that's why we respect them so much. They've been at the top for so long, and everyone sees it as an opportunity to play against the best team in the world and test themselves, and they time and time again keep coming up with the goods. You know, so you know, the test for us has been, as you know, what we've been talking about in the last couple of years is consistency of performance, and we've had a few good ones, you know, and we need to back that performance up now with a good one next week. He was kind enough to say those words to me as well, which I really appreciate. Look, we all know. I mean, we said in these chairs last week that you need to be at your best, and you probably need a bit of luck as well, you know, along the way. I don't think we needed the luck because we was at our best, probably, you know. But the pleasing thing is it can be better. Like, you know, we created a good few chances that we either got pulled back for or didn't quite grasp, but just keeping the constant pressure on them was pretty impressive. Yeah, he was unbelievably special. We talked about in the week how we get the crowd in the game just by sticking to the process, you know, and the crowd were constantly behind us, certainly in those last 10 minutes, you know, dragging us through. But the boys created that by the good play that was in front of them, you know. So hats off to everyone concerned, you know, as far as everyone that's connected to Irish rugby. It's a big day, isn't it? You know, we're a full crowd back. I think, looking back, what probably subconsciously helped us, it was a big week last week, you know, 100th cap, 50th cap for Tig, first for Dan Sheehan. We worked unbelievably hard in the first 2 weeks to get us back up to speed, and we took ownership of that very early, and you know, it made this week a lot easier because of that. What do you think?
Very, very proud. Very proud of 1 to 23. You know, I thought we played some great stuff in the first half. I don't know how we went in 10-5 down at half time. You know, we were brave with some of our calls. In hindsight, maybe, you know, the first penalty, I wanted to take 3, but they just got a sin bin, and the pack wanted to have a go. And then they were accumulating penalties, and so we sort of said, well, let's go again, because that'll, you know, another penalty, they got a sin bin, or, you know, maybe you know, try. And we weren't clinical in the first half, but then fair play, because this team has worked a hell of a lot on our mental side of the game, and to bounce back and to come again is testament to the management and the leadership group and the players themselves to come back and be clinical in the second half, because previously we would have said, oh, we didn't take our chances, and we would have not given up, of course, but we just would have put the heads down a bit. But we kept pounding away, and we got our rewards. Belief comes from, like, looking across and making, like, when you trust your teammates to prepare well and you trust that they're going to show up on the big day. That's where belief comes, and we didn't have that because we haven't done it consistently enough as a team last year. Six Nations off to a bad start and we regrouped, and we've won, 7 on the bounce now. So there is that belief now that if we can play our best, that we can get good results. So that belief is there now. But last week, was it there 100%? No, but you gotta get it out of your teammates to show them that if we do play well, you can see what we can do, and the results will be off the back of it. So it's about, like Faz said, it's keeping to the process and making sure that you do all the things that you have to do, and then the results look after themselves. Yeah, well, we've already identified the start of a 2-year journey, and we've sort of said that. So this is the start, and it's important. I said to the TV after that we continue to improve. Obviously, if this is our peak, well, it's no good to anybody. We need to, and I think there is room for improvement. There's room for improvement individually. There's room for improvement. You can see some of the stuff in the first half, like things that you can improve on to make sure you take your chances, because we could have scored a few tries in the first half. That would have sort of counted. So lots of room for improvement, and we need to keep our feet on the ground, and we need to keep driving this team. There's a lot of young guys in there, very young, a lot younger than me, and they need to realise that it's still the start, and we need to keep building, because the great thing about beating New Zealand is the lift gives to the country, but you don't win a trophy. You don't have something to show for as such. So as happy as we are, we need to push on again.
Just one question. It seems like a bit of spice on the pitch. At one stage, Dane Cole, I don't know if you heard of him, he said he's a bit of a mouthy C-word to the ref. I'm not sure if you picked that up or they go this like during the game. Yeah,
he has plenty to say all the time. I don't mind that. It's when you're on the pitch. It's heated. It's a battle, and I was trying to speak to the ref, and they were taking offence that I was speaking to the ref. I wasn't saying anything out of line, I don't think, but we'll have a look. And again, it's something that I'm always trying to work on is my communication and with the referees, and we'll see how I went. Maybe let it boil over at times towards the end of the first half, and I felt that we had the ball and we weren't getting some of the rewards for it, but we'll go and have a look.
Well, we wasn't frustrated in the sense that the feeling from the players that we when we was at our best, we was causing them trouble. So the sense of confidence was there, but we talked about just being calm, and just sticking to the process, and there's all sorts of things that can go through your mind regarding thinking too far ahead as far as winning. It's about the process of everything, making sure that our exits were clean, which they were, making sure that our kicking game was spot on, which was great from time to time, and just keep playing, keep playing. Even in the last 10 minutes, we've seen so many sides against the All Blacks just try and shut up shop or whatever. You just got to keep playing, sticking to the process and back ourselves, and we did that pretty well.
It was huge. When we beat the All Blacks in 2018, Pete came up with some big plays, and he did the same tonight. That poach, on halfway was crucial to getting the win. And then obviously a special word for Joey to come on and kick 3 good goals. He's been out for so long, and I was chuffed for him. I obviously wish I was there doing it, but I was happy for him. And yeah, the bench had when you bring Conor Murray on, 90 odd caps, Keith Earls 90 odd caps, Peter Mahoney, it's a brilliant thing to have, because they knew what they needed to do to see the game out and bring those younger guys through, and they were outstanding when they came on.
And you just said that you wish you were there doing it. Obviously, you had a little bit of a knock. How are you doing?
Hopefully okay. I just twisted my knee, and I was struggling a little bit after half time with it, but we'll see tomorrow. Get a scan. Yeah, we got to play them 3 times in the summer, so we need to, like I said before, keep our feet on the ground, and to go down there and take them on in their own patch will be, we had 50,000 Irish people here today cheering us on. Normally you have a few in New Zealand, but with COVID and stuff, there wasn't that many in the crowd, and it'll be a different challenge for us in the summer, but that will give us a good barometer of where we're at to go down to New Zealand. But they're the best team in the world. You know what I mean? So every time we play them, it's a massive battle. And yeah, we've come out, but you know, it doesn't happen by accident. Like, we've been building towards this, and the most important thing now is that it's a starting point, not a peak. You know what I mean? Yeah, we would have liked to have done it before the haka. You know, just present it to them like they have done previously with, you know, when we've lost people close to us, and we contacted them through Faz, you know, Greg Feek and John Plumtree who coached us, and they said, look, it's still a bit raw for a lot of the players, so can we do it after the game? So we just felt it was apt, you know. We were, you know, a few of the boys in Leinster and Bundy as well knew him really well, and they were cut up about it, so we wanted to show a gesture, so it's fair play to everyone that contributed to it. Yeah, it was good at times, yeah. But that stems off, you know, good set piece, good work at the breakdown, good basics. You know what I mean? So it looks sometimes a bit flash, but it's honestly there's nothing too complex there. It's just us doing our job, and the times that we did that, it worked really well. So, you know, again, it gives us the confidence that this plan works, and it's up to us now as players to implement it to the best of our ability and to keep pushing it on. There's just, like I said, plenty of room to keep going and building on that.
No, I don't think it's the last couple of weeks. It's a little bit different. I mean, Johnny will tell you, it's a little bit different to what we've been used to in the past, not just internationally, but provincially, etc. You know, so things take time to take ownership of it, and you know the lads have worked unbelievably hard, as I say, over the last couple of weeks, and you know I think there was a continuation of what we achieved at the end of the last Six Nations and where we was going then. There's some good belief then, and I think the lads in the summer continued that on. You know, the Japanese game was a great victory for us with missing all the big guns, etc. You know, so it's nice that we've been able to kick on and get up to speed as soon as we possibly can, because the hardest thing about international rugby is kicking on when you first meet back. Certainly for us from the Northern Hemisphere, like, you know, it's always split it up into small segments, and you've got to make sure that you're on point when you meet back up and kick on rather than take a step back to go forward again, and that's the most pleasing thing about where we've been so far.